It's time for Mark's Monday Motivation, 8:30 a.m. Here in the UK. I want to ask you a question today. What sort of leader are you? Some people might say, "Well, I'm not a leader." Well, what sort of leader are you? Because we're all leaders in some way. We're leaders of ourselves if we don't influence others, but we do influence others in everything that we do. So the question would be then, can we be better leaders? Can we improve ourselves? So what sort of leader actually are you? Are you a directive leader? Are you an inspirational leader? Are you a strategic leader, or are you a compassionate leader? So, four different types of leadership there. No better, no worse than anyone else. They're just different forms of leadership and different opportunities for us to understand what leadership really is. We're all different personalities. We all have different styles. We all have different characters. We're all unique. There is a purpose for you to be unique. So, enjoy that. And then think about your leadership style. That directive leadership style is very to the point. This is where we're going. This is the mission. Quite a lot of telling can go on there. Are you inspirational? Are you inspirational leader? Do you like to inspire others either by your thoughts, feelings, actions, whatever you're doing in the world? Do you like to inspire? That's another way of leading people. Are you more compassionate? Are you more compassionate with more empathy? Do you think about values and ethics a lot? That kind of thing. Do you have a really strong, compassionate leadership style? Or are you more strategic? Do you like to plan things out and make sure that you monitor performance and keep the strategy going? All of these forms of leadership are very, very important. And you get to decide what sort of leader you are. Ultimately, you'll have a natural style, but then you can develop in other areas in order that you develop that leadership style perhaps that might be a little bit lacking in your life. Certainly from my perspective, it's the strategic that is lacking just a little bit. I'm not a huge strategist. I can do it, but it's not my favorite thing to do. Personally, I like to inspire and direct, and I have lots of compassion as well. But these things are very, very important. You must understand your leadership style and you must be intentional with it. Once you're intentional with your leadership style, then you can start to have a positive influence, obviously, on yourself and your own results, but also at work, at home, with the family, the extended family, even with your children at schools, in sports, in any different thing that you do. You can step up and become a better leader and a more rounded version of yourself. And that takes awareness to start with, and then development, and then coaching. Okay. Some people will just say, well, I don't need that. Okay, fine, that's up to you. But my belief is that I can always be a better leader, and I can learn and grow. People that say they don't need to learn anything are probably the ones that do need to learn the most. So we need to be aware of this kind of thing, right? Because it is okay to be the leader of your choice, and lead in a way that you have a nice way about you. Here's the thing, though: not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Make your peace with that. Not everyone's going to like you. Some people will even get triggered by you. Yeah, emotionally they'll get triggered by you. That's also okay. Remembering that if you've done the work and you're in a good place, that's their issue, not yours. When you're the leader and you're doing the best you can with the knowledge you have, then you can be comfortable in your own skin about that. And remembering that what anyone else thinks is none of your business. When you are the leader, some people are going to take pot shots at you. Some people are going to say, no, I don't like this, and here's why, etc., etc. And they may be on their own leadership mission as well. Again, it's very much about making sure that we find teamwork in a positive environment. I wrote this morning in the 100 days no alcohol challenge, which is coming up to near 70 days shortly. So well done, everyone, in that challenge. Humanity is like on a sea of emotion, and you can be a cork bouncing around on that ocean, or you can make some decisions. You can be the boat with the rudder. You can have the compass. You can know what you're doing. You can know where you're going. You can know why you're going there or why you're doing it, when you're going to get there, and who with. And if you cover all of those things off, you're actually in a really good place. Most people don't even think about this. Most people were taught at schools, study, get some exams, go and get a job, work for 50 years and then retire and, I don't know, play golf for a little while. Unfortunately, that is an old way of thinking. It can be positive and it can work, but ultimately, there's so much more that's available to us when we decide to go for that. Um, if I were you, I'd be teaching your kids this information, teaching your kids how to earn money, how to be happy, all the things they don't really teach in schools. It's down to you to teach your children or the next younger generation. So the whole thing here is about leadership, is about making people better. When we make people better, we give them the opportunity to do what they like, when they like, with who they like. And that in itself is a beautiful goal to have, and not something we're taught in schools. So it's very, very important to appreciate that. You know, you might be painting the vision of the leadership, and you might be really visionary in your leadership and where you want to go to. You might be the person who maintains lots of value in that, and actually maintains the values and the ethics of the group as a leader. You might also be planning strategy, and making sure that roles and processes and everything like that are functioning correctly. And you could also be the person who's driving the mission and making sure it happens. But any of these things are valuable. I guarantee you have some of these things. So these things are valuable, and it's up to you to make sure that you take control of that, of yourself, and then get yourself into a positive place so that you can then influence the outcomes in a really, really great way. So, are you being intentional with this information? Are you being a great leader? Are you working on it? I hope you are. Making sure that you create a great legacy is something that is very, very important, especially as you get a little bit older. You know, I want to be remembered as someone who was there to help people, to make people better, and just to be remembered as a happy soul. That's important from my perspective. I also want to send huge amounts of love to Lewis this morning, and to Laura and David, and the family and the whole Equilibria team, as it's an important week. So I want to send huge amounts of love to them. And also I want to talk to you about the Southport Weekender, which I'm very much looking forward to next 2 weeks' time. Put out a message last night and found out that lots of my friends are going, so that's going to be great. It was approximately 1 year ago where I saw all the pictures and the videos from the Southport Weekender, and I thought, you know what, that looks like fun. It's down there in Bognor now, and it looks like fun. And I thought musically it's perfect for me. Mostly day parties, also perfect for me nowadays. And I really want to go. So I put a payment plan in place. 12 months later, here we are, and I'll be heading down to Bognor to Southport in a couple of weeks' time. You can have anything you want in life. You just got to decide you want it, and then you just got to make a plan, right? So I want to send huge amounts of love to every single one of you watching this, wherever you're watching it from. There's so much great information out there in the world. Be the leader of your choice. Be intentional. Find out what sort of leader you are. Do some study, and of course, I'm here to help, right? So as a top colour yellow in e-colours, I'm here to help. So why don't you get in touch, and then we'll have a chat. Okay, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Keep smiling, and